trauma, grief, the reality of dealing with hugely contrasted limitation. These very things are what bind us all together in this human experience. But knowing this, and knowing that we really are not separate from each other, doesn't take away the human experience of feeling trauma as we go through it. We all have varying degrees of this experience. However, the onset of grief usually takes the same form in terms of the emotional weight behind it. We experience the event, whatever it is, then begin to process it in the only way that we know how. Most of us end up in a seemingly endless loop of reliving the event, feeling the same emotions as if it were happening again in the present moment, and reacting emotionally to the resulting effect. This is the path of least resistance. And even though the path of least resistance creates more of the same, we still continue to do exactly the same thing over and over again. And it's exactly when we're in these moments, when we're the least capable to recognize our situations to their fullest effect. We can't control the traumatic events that take place in our lives, but what we can control is the meaning that we place on these events and how we assign our thoughts in relation to them. We normally tend to relive the event, often on repeat. When we do this, our body and our subconscious mind also create the same physiological response to that event, exactly as if you were going through the trauma all over again. You can't tell the difference between what's happening in the past or right now. What we can do with our conscious mind is to try and break that cycle by training your mind to send new messages to your subconscious, therefore sparing your body from going through stress responses over and over again. One thing that you can do is to insert gratitude into that state of mind when you're going through it, as difficult as that sounds. Feel gratitude for something completely unrelated, like an event on the most joyful day of your life, or of a life scene from your past that you treasure. Just something that brings joy and a feeling of feeling genuinely grateful. And I've said this before, but gratitude is the secret ingredient. Try to sustain that emotional state for as long as possible and repeat it if necessary. Now, you might notice how this technique works instantly, or it might take some practice. That really depends on the individual and how much self-limiting hardwiring is present in their mind. But from personal experience, this works, and it works extremely well. But don't take my word for it, try it for yourself. And as always, let me know what you think.